சரி.
டேய் தம்பி என்னடா பண்ற?
தண்ணி குடிக்க வந்தனே.
டேய் தண்ணி குடிக்க வந்தா தண்ணி குடிடா, போன் இருக்கிறா பேசுற. டேய் ஹாஸ்டல்ல தண்ணி வாங்குறது எவ்வளவு கஷ்டமா இருக்கு தெரியுமா? லாரியில இருந்து காசு கொடுத்து வாங்குறாங்க. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இயரா நீ?
ஆமாண்ணே.
தண்ணிய பார்த்து குடி, வேஸ்ட் பண்ணாத, ஓகேவா?
சரி. டேய்
ஆமாடா சரி என்னடா
என்னடா
என்ன உனக்கு ஆமாடா கம்பஸ்டாங்க
என்னவா
உனக்கு என்ன
என்னவா
என்னடா உனக்கு என்ன
டேய் 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 விடுங்கடா என்னடா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இயர்ஸா? கோயில்ல போடுவாங்க அர்ச்சனை, என்னடா உங்களுக்குள்ள பிரச்சனை? வந்தா படிக்கிற வேலையை பாருங்கடா. ஏன்டா போடா கிரவுண்டுக்கு தான்டா கிளம்புன போடா. ஒரு காலத்துல நானும் இப்படி தான்டா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இயர்ஸ்ல இப்படி சுத்திக்கிறேன். ஹாஸ்டல் டேக்கு நான் தான்டா டிசிப்ளின் கமிட்டி இன்சார்ஜ். போடா கிரவுண்டுக்கு தானே போடா தம்பி, உள்ள போடா.
Very good evening to one and all. The Honorable Chief Guest of the day, Mr. Durai, dear Father Rector K. Amal, dear Father Secretary Father Manivalan, and dear Father Basil Xavier, our Principal, all the fathers, brothers, sisters, all the well-wishers, my dear students and my beloved friends, I am very happy indeed on this day. It is a very happy occasion. I am standing before you to present a hostel day report for the academic year 2017-18.
It's home, sweet home. It's where your heart is.
It is where you make it.
A home is not built with bricks and mud, but with union of minds and hearts.
ANANDAR College Boys Hostel had a very humble beginning with limited space and resources in 1970, along with the dreams and hopes of the college. After 48 years, it has zoomed and boomed into this structure.
And a strength of 750 students from Madurai, Dindigul, Sivagangai, Ramnadu, Virudhunagar, Kovilpatti, Srivilliputtur, Tirunelveli, and even Nagarkoil, Salem and Chennai districts.
The hostel is ably administered by Reverend Father M. Anbarasu of the Society of Jesus as the director, and Reverend Father Godwin Rufus of the Society of Jesus as the Deputy Director of the hostel. A well-knit team of assistant directors collaborate with the director to give holistic formation to the young and vibrant boys who one day will transform the society towards greater horizons.
Xavier Hall is taken care of by Professor Anthony, Wesky Hall by Professor Yesudas, Loyola Hall by Professor Rex Rosario. The dwellings of the first years, Tagur Hall by Professor Sajan Joseph, Valluvar Hall by Scholastic Amalan of the Society of Jesus, and Kandi Hall by Professor Prasant.
We begin the day with prayer songs from three major religions at 5:30 in the morning. We encourage the Catholic boys to participate in the daily Mass and the Litany to Mother Mary on Tuesdays. The Sacred Heart devotion at 8:15 in the morning at the College Church is a special practice of the hostlers. Every study hour starts with a hymn and prayer, and complete silence is observed thereafter in order to enthuse the students towards an ambience for study. The assistant directors check the presence of each student of their respective blocks through the daily roll call. Let's have a short glimpse at the general timetable of our hostel.
This year, we have introduced a daily meeting of assistant directors with the director in the director's room in order to have a studious and activity-based stay of our boys in the hostel. In all the meetings, stress and emphasis was given to the holistic and integrated formation of the hostel students. Special emphasis was given in the 5 quotients of spiritual, physical, intellectual, emotional, and social growth.
The hostel student body election was held on 29th of June 2017, and the elected representatives had an orientation program to be effective student leaders. This year, almost all the activities of the hostel, the block fest, cultural and sports celebration were conducted by the student leaders. The hostel day celebration is totally managed by the meticulous planning of the student leaders.
Sure, Uttar Pradesh is essential, but Madhya Pradesh is more essential. A variety of delicious, nutritious, sumptuous and healthy food in the lowest prices possible is provided at a well-furnished cuisine at our hostel with a team of dedicated kitchen staff. Mr. Malaisamy serves as the head cook. This year, Mr. Suresh is appointed as the assistant head cook along with John Paul, Aurokyadas, Vignesh, Ganesh, who are well trained in catering in order to provide variety. The mess is run in dividing system, that is, the total expenses of the food are divided by the number of members in the hostel. We are proud to say that our hostel has the lowest price in the vicinity with so many variety of food items. Mr. Ernest serves as the supervisor and the accounts are taken care of by Mr. Little Das and Mr. John. The cleanliness of the campus is taken care of by Mr. Ganesh, Mr. Palpandi and Mr. Sonai. After years of glorious service, with heavy heart, we like to bid farewell to Mr. Chinnappan, Assistant Supervisor, Mr. Lurdusamy, the Day Watchman, along with Mr. Ernest, our Supervisor. Farewell to you, sirs. We greatly remember their dedication, commitment, and love and concern for the students, and very especially for the JESUIT management. Thank you, great men.
The hostel provides wonderful opportunities in order to bring out the latent talents of our boys. Special attention is given to provide the inmates of the hostel to take care of the body and mind through sports and cultural activities. Inter-hall competitions are conducted every month so as to make an environment of happiness, harmony and brotherhood. Each hall takes up the leadership of organizing the show with a variety of cultural and sports competitions. Cultural competitions like folk, fusion, western, variety, ulta dance competitions were introduced to form new dances and choreographers. Comedy galata, ad acting, variety entertainment made the students to come out with their humorous creativity. Special talks were given by variety of scholars in de-addiction, the pangs of need on the rural masses, sexuality, film analysis,
volleyball, handball, carom, chess, and fun games like fun cricket, fun volleyball, hand cricket, sack relay, and stick relay matches and other competitions were held to promote competitive as well as sportive spirit among the students, and these contributed very much to the integral growth of inmates. The hostelers showed great interest in organizing and in participating in the cultural and sport events. The leadership quality of the students is well developed through the various programs of such types. We thank the student representatives and assistant directors for the great help and support rendered.
The hostel is always grateful to the pioneers who meticulously planned year after year for the good of the student community. What you see with your naked eyes is only few percentage of the great works of the Madurai Jesuits and the co-workers who sweat and slogged for the good of this student community. This year, a few initiatives were introduced, especially steam boilers for the kitchen, Wi-Fi connections in special zones, green room for cultural purposes, and making the hostel campus greener. Next year, we have planned to have the followings:
A sports hostel to the tune of 1.5 crore rupees, a hostel reading library with at least 1,500 books of students' interest, internet cafe with at least 3 desktops, new gen set for continuous power supply, kitchen extension for better aerated cooking.
Somebody, somewhere, somehow said, the magic thing about home is that it feels good to leave and it feels even better to come back. Home is the starting place of hope, love, and dreams. And our ANANDAR College Boys Hostel is sure the hope, love, and dream of our parents and students. We will never say this is the best, but we will surely say our ANANDAR College Hostel is a paradise on earth who have the heart to learn, love, and grow. We are indeed thankful to the Jesuit management for all that they have done in the yesteryears and all that they are to do for the future generation. Certainly, there are miles to go and accomplish in our hostel. Bless our home as we come and go. Bless our home as the children grow. Bless our families as they gather in. Bless our home with love and friends. Home is a shelter from storms, all sorts of storms, says William J. Bennett. Home is where one starts from, says T.S. Eliot. Let us end in our home now.
With your prayers and the grace of God, we together can make a better and happy place for our students, molding and shaping, sharpening and pruning them towards the greater heights in the distant future that is to arise. Ad Maiorem, thy gloriam, all for the greater glory of God. Thank you.